So you're in LA and you're walking down all these stores where there's a lot of boutique stores, obviously, that like almost don't have brands and people are making stuff and
Yeah,
putting it
what
out
I'm
there.
doing, everybody, there's a lot of people doing that, and as far as clothing, and what one way to stay ahead or stay different is I focused on what we call the Guayabera and what we all kind of grew up with it, regardless of our heritage, especially here in South Texas, and it's a shirt that we've embraced big time. We grew up with it, and I realized not just because my grandfather was wearing them all my life and his life. And so when I moved back to San Antonio, I started doing the aprons and we started selling to restaurants because the Pearl was being built. And, you know, great chefs like, Jason Dady and Stephen Bowers were all about, our aprons and supporting. And I love those guys and thank them for that. But my grandpa had these shirts and I got a lot of them when he passed. And so I just was examining them. I like to wear them. So I had one seamstress at the time and I said, hey, can we make this? And she's like, see, yeah, let's just go in and try it. I said, all right, let's do it. And so the first one we did was 2000, I want to say 14. And it wasn't near what we're doing now, but it was just something that people were really like, that's something pretty cool.
Yeah, it's unique.
Yeah, it's not like one color, like a gray or a white. And so it just took off from there. People were coming over to the house, and then I got my first studio, or my first store, and then we kind of just grew. But that's what kind of set us apart from the other people doing, those things in LA or even here. Here it's different because it's a little smaller, and what we're doing is we're creating things from scratch, and we're not rebuying things, in other places and then reselling them, or we're not upcycling anything that's already made. That's to me, that's not design. We're taking something that does not exist and we're making it alive. We're taking square pieces of fabric and turning it into human form.
Yeah.
And that's something to be said.
Well, I want to point something out that I think is interesting is that the Guayabara to me was always like an old man shirt.